Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at a very nice team around Golisopod and the Regirock in the back. Both of them together, of course, share basically the same typing. Basically, actually not, because I think the Golisopod is first a bug type, then a water type, a secondary type is a water type. And for the Regirock, I think it's first a water type and then a bug type, which doesn't make any difference whatsoever in game, but the order is different as far as I know. We have our Regirock here in the lead. Regirock gonna be able to deal with all those flying type Pokemon and all those bug electric type Pokemon like the Galvantula. Galvantula is actually a very nice pick in this current type of meta because you can basically beat the fighting type Pokemon and the psychic type Pokemon. But not a lot of people play this Pokemon, but here we are. It's pretty fine. Our Golisopod gonna be able to go for one Exit against this Oranguru. Well, Oranguru can go for one Psychic, which definitely does a lot of damage. They go into a Walrein, but you see already my team is pretty decent against Walrein and Oranguru. Both of them cannot really do anything. We can go for one Stone Edge here with our Regirock, and we're gonna put them very, very low. If you don't have a Regirock, because most people will not have a Regirock, because Regirock is pretty rare to get. You had to play at like 2018, I think, or people traded it you from 2018 from the research breakthrough, otherwise there's no chance to get it. Thanks Niantic that you still haven't fixed this issue, that there are Pokemon that are basically unobtainable but that are actually meta. Very cool, Niantic, I'm very proud of you. But like if you don't have this, you can just go for the Alolan Graveler in the spot as well, or even the Alolan Golem, even if you want to run Rollout, even though I would say that the Volt Switch is definitely the better move on this Pokemon. I really hope that Rollout gets to other Pokemon like the Miltank, but we will have to see. We see a Lanturn here. Lanturn is kind of awkward for us to deal with. Sadly, they survive with a 1 HP and NiRiain, which actually matters a lot because now we will not be able to survive any kind of moves from the Alolan Marowak anymore, while we can go for the Bubble Beam, which should be able to debuff my opponent's attack here. But you see, Bug Bite is double resisted by the typing of Alolan Marowak, and of course now we died to this move, which is kind of sad. So we have to kind of hope that our Regirock can do something here. Because of the debuff, I think I'm going to be able to survive this Bone Club, and I am, and I can get to another move here. This move comes through, and we're going to see that my opponent shields this up. And Golisopod sadly still doesn't have a good secondary charge move. Exeter is fine, it's also not the best move, but Exeter is fine. But the Aerial Ace, or what the hell is this move? There are so many cool moves that this thing could learn. So, for example, the signature move that we already had for the C-Day for the water starter from Gen 5, I forgot the name. It also lands this move, Razor Shell, which would be kind of cool, which still wouldn't be even like crazy good or whatever, but I think can raise your own attack or something, or lower the defense from the opponent. I don't know, one of those effects, which would have been cool, but no, Niantic gave him a complete horrible moveset. I really hope that they're gonna go ahead and try to fix some movesets down the line when we have like, oh, by the way, look at this. This is so awful. So look at this outfit you're gonna do. Very not nice. I really hope that Niantic fixes some moveset next season. Next season we're definitely gonna get a move update. We will see what we're actually gonna get. I have no idea yet. But we're definitely gonna get one. Like, there is no chance in hell that they're not gonna do a move update again. Like this last 2 seasons we didn't get a move update because of the qualifiers and whatever which are going on. And I actually don't understand this decision either. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I actually don't understand the decision. I think for me, like trying to beat a meta game like this and going to a regional, being able to adapt to the game is one part of the skill that you're gonna have to have. Like, this is, in general, like, so if you look at the teams that you saw in the first regional, the teams that you saw like in the mid-season regionals, you see like way more different kind of Pokemon all of a sudden appearing, like the Shadow normal Ninetales and stuff like this. And now, of course, also a Regirock and Pokemon like this, like, things change anyway. Like, why do you not just do some move changes? It doesn't have to be, like, completely crazy, like the poison buff that we had recently. But still, I wish Niantic would have done something. I think they learned for the future, by the way. From what I've heard, they just have to stick with the plans that they did for the season already. But we have to see what actually gonna happen. We see the Greedent here. Greedent is, of course, a little bit tricky in this meta. Again, in my meta review video, I also said that Greedent gonna be very good, and Greedent is very good. It's still a very bulky Pokemon. It's not the bulkiest, it's not like the Chansey level, it's not like the Lickitung level, but it's a very bulky. Having access to Bullet Seed is really nice for it because it can spam those body slams and crunch so fast. We see the Oranguru here. Actually, maybe even the Greedent might be better than the Lickitung right now, in my opinion. Just because of Oranguru and a lot of Pokemon being weak to dark types, and like it has Crunch as a charge move, which is just better than the moveset that the Lickitung has, in my opinion. But we're gonna be able to farm this thing down here. Good game there. As we see our next opponent, we're gonna be able to go for the Altaria into the Regirock. Very nice matchup for us. Still actually not the most ideal matchup either, because this Stone Edge does not KO him. Like the Altaria is so bulky. We don't do enough damage here. They go for one Moonblast, we can farm a little bit up, and I hope that we just KO this thing, because of course we just want to get rid of this Pokemon, and we can get rid of it, and we see a Primeape coming in, and we see a Marowak coming in, and this looks already like a loss. Hell yeah. And I think I actually make a mistake later on as well in this game, but we have to see. We're gonna get the shield here because I guess they wanted to shield the potential of Awkward Jet for whatever reason. We'll survive it easily anyway. But we can go for one more Stone Edge here. I went, by the way, into my Regirock way too fast here. But it doesn't really matter as we are still locked in with him, and we can go for another Stone Edge. If they didn't shield there, I would have lost this game easily, but they didn't know what Pokemon I had in the back. And now we have our Araquanid against this Primeape. Can we actually still win? Our moves are resisted, their moves are neutral, but they can spam us as well. Like, holy hell, how many moves do they already have? They don't get the boost, which is really lucky for us. They can get to another one. Does one Bug Buzz though gonna KO him now? We have to see. Bug Buzz comes through, it's resisted, but better than Bubble Beam. And we see that it doesn't KO, but the defense drop allows us to farm him down. But we would have farmed him down anyway. I think it doesn't really matter too much. Speaking of Alolan Ninetales Prior, not Alolan, Shadow Ninetales Prior, we see one here, and we see a Warring going for a charge move here, which is kind of annoying for us because, yeah, our backling is really good against this thing, but I just went for one Stone Edge trying to get him very low, and this worked out really well, and I can farm, like, go now into my Araquanid and farm down, which is fine. It makes the matchup way easier, but I kind of wish I had more health on my Regirock. And they can go for some Icicle Spear here, but it doesn't really matter too much. As we're gonna just try to farm up extra energy, because they're gonna go into their Ninetales anyway, and I can go for my Bubble Beam, which is super effective, but doesn't do any damage, because Bubble Beam doesn't do any damage anyway. But we're gonna still be able to go for another Bubble Beam after this Weather Ball, I'm pretty sure. I think they still have to throw one more Weather Ball, because Ember damage gonna go down now. After like so many different Bubble Beams, they have to throw again, which is very nice for us. And we put them already in a range. Or even Golisopod can deal with it, and we see a Trevenant coming in. And Trevenant against Golisopod gonna be a very interesting matchup here, as we're gonna see Golisopod coming in here. Can we actually do something with the Aerial Ace this time around? Aerial Ace, of course, being super effective. They're gonna shield it up. We are 2 shields up against them. They're most likely gonna bait me here, but in case they don't, I shield, and they do bait me here. And they're gonna go again for one more Seed Bomb. Can we go for one Aerial Ace? We can, but the switch lock is not aligned here right now, so they can now swap out into their Ninetales. I cannot. I can throw my move. Can we still win this game? Can we farm down with the yeah, we can farm down with the Fury Cutter there. Good game there. Fury Cutter definitely a cool move as well. I actually like Fury Cutter a lot. I like one turn fast moves, and you have a team here with only one turn fast moves, which is kind of cool because you just do always at least one damage every half second, which is pretty sick. We see a Medicham coming in. Our team is pretty okay against Medicham, as of course our Araquanid can resist the counter damage, and we shield the Psychic here just in case, because I don't really want to get that low, and the low is kind of worth it, I think, in my opinion at least. As we're gonna get the shield from my opponent back anyway. We can take another Psychic here. I think I should just let it go. I hope I let it go. I let it go. Good me. Very proud of myself. As we can go for one more Bug Buzz. And now we have a shield advantage. We have switch advantage. We have all the advantages in the world. We see the Altaria coming in. We just try to put him into a range where we can now debuff him and also put him into range for one Stone Edge, which I think he is in right now, which is really nice for us. They go for a move. I can let it go. Even if it's like the Moonblast, we easily survive this, and we see my opponent not swapping out here. Now they swap out into a Warring, which is not ideal for us. But can we catch the move onto our Pokemon in the back? We can, which is nice. Golisopod gonna be able to tank this move, as well as the Araquanid. Very, very nice there, and we can just farm him all the way down. I don't really want to give him a lot of health left to farm me down, but it doesn't matter anyway. As long as we can get to one move here, this definitely puts him into range for one Stone Edge, and we will be able to win CMP against an Altaria with our Regirock, because there's like no way we don't. Like, we actually already put him very, very close with our Golisopod there. Look how low the health is. And now, of course, we have the move stored already, which helps us win this game here right now. Good game to my opponent. Next up, we're gonna have Regirock against Pidgeot. Definitely a good matchup finally for me in the lead. We see the Greedent coming in. I should swap out already, but I kind of want to just get him a little bit lower here. I don't even go up for the actual move that would do a lot of damage with the Focus Blast, which would be super effective, because A, I don't want to get hurt by this thing, and B, I just want to get the damage so my Regirock has a way easier time. And I should be in a way better spot here right now. But I don't know if it's still gonna be enough to win this game at the end of the day. We have to see. We see that my opponent has now goes for more and more moves. I just farm down. But what you're also gonna see here right now is I'm just gonna stand still, but they're gonna swap out now, which is okay for me, because I locked the Pidgeot into the matchup against the Regirock, which should be fine for me, right? We go for the Stone Edge here. And we just think, yeah, okay, this will not do anything. Like, they only have resisted moves. They go for the Brave Bird. This did way more than I thought that would do. And we go for one more Stone Edge here, and they can realign now, which is really bad for me. And I have to go into my Greedent, not my Greedent, in my Golisopod here, which going to get double debuff. They can swap out into the Greedent, which has a lot of energy now, because I let them. I thought they didn't, like, I think they would have like thrown the move and didn't just like farm me there and then swap out, because it doesn't really make too much sense. But now I'm shieldless, and there is not a lot that I can do other than going for this Bubble Beam. And for whatever reason now, my opponent just didn't attack anymore. I don't know what happened here. I don't know if they wanted to try to do similar stuff than me and they just have something weak in the back or whatever. Didn't want to, I actually don't know. And it is a Psychic type in the back, which is the Claydol for whatever reason. Actually a cool Pokemon though. Claydol is cool. I think Claydol has a lot of play in this current meta as well. I kind of want to build a Claydol one day. I think Claydol is fun. But thanks to my opponent just not attacking me anymore for whatever reason, I'm gonna be able to win the game. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't. I cannot know what my opponent tried to do there, to be honest. I know this was the game that was lagging there, or it was my opponent. I actually don't know. We see the Cofag here. Cofag is, of course, a little bit tricky to deal with. I just want to get him a little bit lower because I can spam those moves a little bit easier with Golisopod, as we're going to be able to spam those X's now against this Greedent. Greedent definitely doesn't really want to take those X's after a while. They're gonna add up, and they're gonna get there, like, we're gonna get there very, very fast. As they're gonna go for one Body Slam here, putting us into a yellow health already. We can go for one more exercise and put him maybe into lock-on range. Yeah, I think that's a little bit over lock-on range still. It's gonna be tough to win this game, to be honest. Beating Ghost types with two Bug types is gonna be always a little bit tricky, to be honest, as we see my opponent going into the Cofag right now, which is fine for me. I think I'm totally okay with this. I can just go ahead into my Regirock. I don't know if this was the right play. I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot up this potential Shadow Ball, and it was a Shadow Ball, as we can now debuff my opponent with a Bubble Beam, and I think maybe I can farm him down. Cofag doesn't have a lot of HP, it just has a high defense stat as far as I know. So one-turn moves are pretty decent against those Pokemon, as we can farm all the way down, but we see the Nidoqueen in the back. And this is basically a good game. I don't really have anything for the Nidoqueen in this team. There's not a lot that I can do here. My opponent swaps actually out, which is an interesting play. We can go for one Bubble Beam here, maybe get the shield, I don't know. No, we don't. And maybe we can get to another Bubble Beam. They go for a move here. What move do they go for? They go for the Earth Power. This is resisted. Why do you go for the Earth Power? It doesn't really make too much sense, as we can go for one more Stone Edge here. The Stone Edge gonna get the final shield from my opponent. Can we still win this game? They go for the Earth Power here 100%, but can we get to another Bubble Beam? We cannot. We die on the move here, which is kind of sad. Very close game, but good game to my opponent. Horrible lead with the Sand Slash, but I guess they don't have an answer for my Golisopod here, as they're gonna stay in with this Pokemon. Unless they have a Rock Tomb on their Sand Slash, which is very unlikely. We're gonna be able to have a very nice time here with our Golisopod. They're gonna swap into a Walrein, which is completely hardware with our Golisopod. I don't know if this was the right play, but at least we can go for two more X's here before they most likely gonna KO us with like 2 Icicle Spears, I would guess. I don't think my opponent knows the accounts for the Golisopod, so most likely going for 2. Yep. As we still have our Regirock, which of course can go for some nice Bug Bites here and Bug Bite down this NiRiain. What we see here now is they are gonna go back into their Sand Slash, which I didn't understand whatsoever. Again, we kinda hardwall this unless they have Rock Tomb, and they don't have Rock Tomb here. So we're gonna be able to just go for some more Bug Bites, trying to farm this thing down. We see the Hypno coming in here. We go for the Bubble Beam, and this already looks really good. Like endgame Arachnid, gonna be really nice here. We gotta catch the move on the Regirock. Which move do they go for? They go for the Thunder Punch. Thanks for this, it doesn't do damage to me. As we can go for one more Stone Edge here, winning us the game easily at this point of time. They gotta not even shield this up anymore. We can just farm down everything with the Arachnid at the end if we already do this with our Regirock. So this is gonna be an easy game. We go for one more Stone Edge. There's nothing they can do anymore. And they actually also not gonna shield this anymore. So yeah. Good game to my opponent. This is definitely a fun team to use. Definitely worked out as well. I still gained some elo with it. Just like some, not a lot to be honest. But had a lot of fun playing this. Golisopod, if this thing finally gets a good charge move, like it's gonna be so nice. It has a special move that it could learn, so maybe we get this someday. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day and bye.